Hi there, I'm Christina from hairromance.com. I've just finished filming a tutorial with the Dyson Airwrap and it's winter here, so my lighting has actually changed quite a lot. So sorry if this part isn't that well lit, but trust me, the tutorial is. I'm by no means the first person to make a video on the Dyson Airwrap, so if you're watching this, you've probably watched a few already because there are hundreds of reviews out there. So you're probably wondering whether I think it's worth buying. Well, while I was gifted the whole Airwrap kit from Dyson, thank you, I am not working with them on this video and all these opinions are my own. And I'm making this video simply because there's been so many questions on the topic. Now, if you're just interested in the tutorial, I'll put a timestamp so you can jump ahead to that. But if you want to hear more about the Airwrap, let's start talking. So the Dyson Airwrap is a pretty interesting piece of kit. It's unlike anything else. It comes with this whole piece section of different attachments, which I'm sure you've watched unboxing videos of, brushes, a smaller dryer attachment, and these barrels, which I've used the larger barrel to create this style. Now in Australia, this retails for $799, which is a lot of money for any kind of hair appliance. And in the US, I think it's now $550 and £399 in the UK. So whatever country you're in, it's definitely still a big investment. But it kind of depends on how you style your hair and whether you get good value out of it. First up, do I like it? Yes, I do. Did I think I was going to like it? No, I didn't. I really did not think this would work for my hair. So while it did take, there's a bit of a short learning curve to actually getting used to using it. Initially, I kept wanting to use it this way because I'm so used to using a curling wand, but it's very much a style that you just hold here, so it's actually quite comfortable to use. So yes, I do like it. Do you need it though? That is a question that only you can answer, and I'll give you a few pros and cons which might help you decide. When you work it out, using the Dyson is equivalent to around about 12 blow dries, depending on where you go to get your hair done, maybe more, maybe less. But 12 blow dries really isn't that many compared to like endless styles that you can create with this at home. And it's funny, I'm actually quite picky nowadays about getting my hair blow dried. Trust me, I absolutely love getting my hair washed in a salon. I love someone else doing it. I love a head massage. All of that is fantastic. But there aren't that many people that can blow dry my hair well. So I've often walked out a little bit unhappy, and I have someone that's usually like pulling and like really straining with my hair, and I feel like I'm sort of like crying, feeling that my hair's getting quite damaged sometimes when other stylists are blow drying it. And that's my big tick in the box for the Dyson Airwrap, in that the low heat, less damage that I'm doing to my hair by using this is so much less guilt. And I feel like I can style my hair more easily, more often, and with less damage. So for me, that is a massive tick. It's heat, the way the heat works is it's always checking, like something like 40 times a minute or something even more, where it doesn't ever go above 150 degrees, and that is at the maximum heat. So most of the time when you're using a straightening iron or a curling wand, you're usually at 170 to 220 degrees. This is Celsius. So it is hot, and the fact that though this does heat up, it doesn't ever burn my fingers, it doesn't burn my face. I have done that many times with other heat styling products, so I feel like this is a little bit safer for me to use as well. But does spending $800 mean that you can throw away everything else and it replaces everything else? No, not for me. Unfortunately, I still love my Dyson Supersonic. I'm completely committed to the diffuser on that. It's the best one I've ever used. And while there is a small dryer attachment that comes with the Dyson Airwrap, it isn't as strong. And for me, I do prefer I have more styling ways to style my hair, I guess you could say, with the Supersonic. And as far as my other curling tools, it doesn't replace my tiny curling ones that I use when I'm actually touching up my naturally curly hair, because the barrels on the Airwrap, while though there's two different sizes, the smaller one is still quite large, and you'll see from the video that it does actually quite drop into more of like a brushed out style. It's definitely more equivalent to a blow wave than using like a curling wand. And I think it gives that much more natural wave, but if you're looking for a specific type of tight curl or to match in your natural curls, then this isn't going to be the right shape for you. For me, the biggest difference I've found with using the Airwrap is just how my hair feels. I'm already noticing that it's less damaged and it feels so much better, and I find the styles last an incredibly long time. There's a lot of volume still in my hair. It doesn't really flatten it and dry it out while it's styling, so I get a lot of more wear out of my styles. And it isn't replacing my other ones, but it's definitely got a permanent spot now next to my styling mirror where I usually do my hair, so I know that that's the reason that I wouldn't part with it. And if Dyson took it back from me today, I would go out and buy another one tomorrow with my own money, hands down. I really do love it. So, and I really am surprised because I didn't think I was going to love it so much, but really, really do. I'm not using my Supersonic to do like a round brush blow dry anymore. I usually just use this, which will be my tutorial. And I'm still experimenting with lots of other ways to style it. I do like the brushes. You can create some other different finishes, and just that lower temperature is just so much easier on my hair. I color my hair, it's curly, it's dry, it goes through a lot, so anytime I can actually be a little bit kinder to it, it really makes a big difference in a year's time on my hair. Not so much just the immediate style, but ongoing, I find that my hair is better. So there's some of the pros and cons of the Airwrap. I don't know if I swayed you one way or the other, let me know. And if you want to find out how I style these waves, I've got the tutorial for you now. Yes, my hair is in a towel, and I never do this with curls, but that's not today. I've washed and conditioned my hair, and now I'm applying the Bumble & Bumble Straight Blow Dry Balm as a heat protectant. Running it through the mid-lengths and ends of my hair, and then gently detangling, working it through with my favourite wide tooth comb. Now the Airwrap. My hair's still quite wet, so I'm starting with the dryer attachment. Clips on at the top here. It's not magnetic like the Supersonic. I'm going to focus on my roots and blasting out the excess water from my hair. The difference I found with Dyson dryers works well if you think of the analogy of old school bathroom hand dryers compared to the Dyson ones. That feeling of old dryers where they'll almost burn your hands without removing any water versus the Dyson that uses cooler air and just blows the water off your hands. Works the same in your hair. But back to hair, if you've got a strong curl at the roots, you might need to dry your roots and stretch them out before you start with the curls. The brush attachment can work really well for this, and I'll show you how that works. I unclip using the button at the back and replace the dryer with the brush. It's vented to help directionally dry your hair too, using the coander effect like the barrels. I'll just smooth the top and front a little more, but if you have very curly roots, I would do this with a brush right on your roots. Now my hair is still damp, my part is smoothed out, and it's time to dry and curl at the same time. Each barrel is marked with arrows, and they're designed to use a different one on each side of your head. So split your hair in half, tie one side up out of the way, and we'll work on one side at a time. This is part of the learning curve for me, as I was so used to drying my hair from the bottom up. I take a section of hair, hold it about 10 centimeters from the end, turn the Airwrap on, and the ends are wrapped around, and then I bring the Airwrap to the top. I use my hand to make sure any flyaways are also wrapping around the barrel, and then I use the Cool Shot button to set the section for around about 5 seconds. Then switch off the Airwrap and lower it to release the curl. Now don't freak out with these sausage curls, they will brush out into a beautiful wave at the end, promise. Quick tip, always do a few layers at the front first. This is the part of your hair on show, so don't do it last. By doing it first, it looks the best. I continue the same steps for a few more curls at the front, before going back and starting at the bottom like you normally would. I also keep checking that my roots are straight onto the barrel, as this is where my hair would frizz the most. And I've sped all of this up because I have a lot of hair. You can see I'm just working in smaller sections, and this means I get a more even curl and dry my hair more quickly as well. I love that I can do both of this at the same time, and even working in smaller sections means this is still quicker than doing a regular blow dry and then curling afterwards for me. Because of the design of the Dyson, I find it a lot easier on my arms and shoulders. This is definitely a pro if you have any shoulder mobility issues. And yes, I'm redoing the front again just to make sure it's exactly right. because if I'd left it to now, it wouldn't be as smooth or easy to style. Don't worry if it's frizzy for you, use a water spray and wet your hair again, and then style from wet. So I've got these pretty ridiculous looking sausage curls, but leave them for now and we'll brush it out later. But can you see the volume? It's amazing. Okay, so I want to show you what happens if you don't change the barrel. I'm going to use the barrel from the left-hand side on the right-hand side of my hair. And instead of curling backwards, it now curls the hair forwards towards my face. This is more of a vintage look. You can wear it this way, but that's not what I want today. With the opposite barrel, with the arrow pointing away, that's the coander effect of the barrel is going to curl my hair back away from my face. The barrels are designed to use one on one side and one on the other. Remember to always use the cool shot to set your curl. But then, whoa, what's that ringlet? Trust me, it will drop. So let's just get on with the rest of my hair, and while I speed this up, I'll try and explain how the barrels work and that coander effect that I've mentioned. The Airwrap isn't pulling your hair onto the barrel or sucking your hair in. The barrel actually blows air out from thin gaps along the length of the barrel. But it's the direction of air and the curved shape of the barrel that makes your hair wrap around it. And that's called the coander effect. And that's how the barrels actually blow air out, but wrap your hair around. So you'll find that there's no pulling or tangling at all. And that's how the Dyson can also curl your hair at a lower heat, because it has this air effect on it as well. But remember to always use the cool shot, as that will really help set your curls. And now we're done. It's time to lose those sausages and create more of a blow wave instead. I'm combing out with my wide tooth comb, but you can use a bristle brush for a smoother finish. I like a little definition, so I run my fingers through just to keep a slight curl. I haven't used any other product to finish, and this result for me is amazing. The waves are so voluminous and bouncy, I really can't stop touching my hair. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. If you are still here watching, you're my favorite. I really appreciate you staying to the end of the videos. And if you did like it, you can hit like and subscribe to my channel, which I would very much appreciate. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Have fun with your hair, and I'll see you soon. Bye.